HyperdriveMTG. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? HyperdriveMTG here. I'm your host, Austin, and today I got a brand new deck for you guys based around Go-Shintai of Life's Origin from the new set of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. That's right, people. We're doing 5-color Shrine Tribal. Let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about the commander of this deck, Go-Shintai of Life's Origin. Go-Shintai of Life's Origin is a 4-mana green creature, 1 green, 3 colorless, that is a legendary enchantment creature with the Shrine type, that is a 3/4, that reads, pay white, blue, black, red, green, and tap it, return targeted enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It also reads, whenever Go-Shintai of Life's Origin or another non-token shrine enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 colorless shrine enchantment creature token. This is a Shrine Tribal deck, so in order for you guys to know what that means, you need to know what the shrines are. With Kamigawa Neon Dynasty arriving, there are currently 17 shrines in the game, including Go-Shintai of Life's Origin. So back in original Kamigawa block, there were 5 shrines. Back in the day, these were a garbage cycle. Now, they're extremely playable now that we have Go-Shintai of Life's Origin and a bunch of other shrines. These are really good now. Later, in Core Set 2020, we would receive 6 more shrines. While not as powerful as its predecessors, there were some good shrines, like the blue one and the black one, and with the addition of the green one, we got more mana ramp for shrines. But the most powerful of all was Sanctum of All. With the addition of Sanctum of All, shrine decks became more consistent and were a lot more powerful. With the release of Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, we received 6 more shrines, including Go-Shintai of Life's Origin, finally making shrines playable in Commander. With end-step triggers that require mana to activate, and also being enchantment creatures, the new shrines are pretty bad, but we run them anyways because they're shrines. The goal of this deck is to play its commander and get as many shrines as possible. The easiest way to do this is to play your commander and then tutor up Sanctum of All. Sanctum of All is the best card in the deck. It costs white, blue, black, red, green. It's a legendary enchantment shrine. It reads, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library and or graveyard for a shrine card, put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle. It also reads, if an ability of another shrine you control triggers while you control 6 or more shrines, that ability triggers an additional time. This means that while you are playing all your shrines and you're getting more shrines while your commander's out, you're going to get a really insane amount of shrines and just get insane value off your shrines while this is out. The rest of the deck is pretty simple. It's split up into 4 sections: tutors, ramp, draw, and miscellaneous cards. Let's start by showing you guys some tutors that you can choose from. The best tutors are really pricey these days. If you have them, I would suggest running them, but for the sake of building on a budget, I'm going to recommend to you guys some really cheap tutors these days. Affordable 2-mana tutors are Profane Tutor and Wishclaw Talisman. Since we're an enchantment heavy deck, tutors like Idyllic Tutor and Sterling Grove are great. And since we're going to be running a lot of ramp, Plead for Guidance and Diabolic Revelation are also excellent choices on a budget. Let's talk about our ramp options and Mana Excel. Since we're 5-color, I recommend running all of the talismans. If you can't afford Shocklands, I recommend you use basics and these talismans as budget replacements. It will cost a bit, but it's just going to be better than having to spend like $20 on each dual land. For more Mana Rock options, Mana Crypt is always the best, but if you can't afford it, you can use Soul Talisman, or Soul Ring, or even Arcane Signet as budget replacements. They are just fine as well. We are an Enchantress deck, so using Utopia Sprawl and Wild Growth are great options, as well as Fertile Ground or Wolfwillow Haven. And Overgrowth and Sanctum Weaver top off our Enchantress package. If you can't afford Shocklands, whether you can or not, you should still run these basic ramp options as spell ramp options, just because we are a multicolor deck. Our draw package is based on enchantments. We run Enchantress effects. Some good options are Enchantress's Presence, Cessian Champion, Sithis Harvest Hand, Eidolon of Blossoms, Viridian Enchantress and Mesa Enchantress, and if you can afford it, Femorif Enchantress and Argothian Enchantress. And finally, we have some miscellaneous cards for flex slots in case we want to change up the deck. Cards like Second Harvest and Morite of the Frost allow you to get additional copies of your shrines. It should be noted that Morite of the Frost is the only clone effect in the game that can clone shrines. Because they are legendary, and he is a clone that becomes a legendary permanent, it is the only clone in the game that can clone legendary non-land permanents. To get even more shrine numbers, Brago King Eternal is amazing. Blink any number of your shrines, bring them back, and double up on your tokens. Just don't target the tokens. And last, but most certainly not least, Brilliant Restoration and Heroic Intervention allow you to bounce back if your board is attempted to get wiped, or does get wiped. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the deck. Hope you enjoy it. As always, if you have comments or recommendations, or even questions about the deck in general, please leave them in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Link is in the description. Hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, stay hyper.